Honestly, I hardly remember Bolivia, where the dust rolled in.
It's hard to think of myself as a clone. I feel the first Emma's memories as if I lived them.
Crazy idea, but maybe our science experiment shouldn't be calling the shots.
Seems the longer we all work together, the further apart we grow. Maybe we've lost hope.
I guess I used to talk with Prota, yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Early on, the Chimera looked quite human.
Forget Gen Man. Scavenge me a new book before I go crazy.
I remember when they first built you, Custodian. The threat to the Chimera was dire.
It's strange. Sometimes I think I miss it out there.
Forgotten faces. Faces of those I loved most.
We needed the sanctuaries to stay unified. Instead, we're fighting for the privilege to survive one more day.
I wonder what became of the sanctuaries that abandoned the Chimera project.
I should be out there doing something. You know it, Custodian.
Alpida was the last advisor shared amongst the Sanctuary Cooperative. Soon after, we splintered off.
You ever wonder how many of our clones are out there? Are they even like us anymore?
So many sanctuary projects failed. Now we are left with just one. We once worked with the sanctuaries we now fight.
Clones need a steady dose of Gen Man. Supplies dwindling. This war was inevitable.
I have forgotten much of my early life, yet my heart burns for it.
Processing. Yeah, it's beyond painful. But it's tough to say no when humanity's survival rests on this project.
Many sacrificed to ensure those of us with unique genetics would live. Many who once walked this room. Each advisor's genetic donation should someday unlock true immunity in the Chimera. And then we have our cure, I hope.
You ever wonder how many of our clones are out there?
Fort Cape, Robben Island. Every home I've had has fallen to bloodthirsty wastelanders.
I hope you do not intend to sway the Chimera from the cause. You were made to be a warrior, not a console.
This sanctuary is nearly impenetrable. It's unlikely someone would risk heavy losses to take us on.
When the Chimera rises, her clones will conduct great pilgrimages to seek out human tribes and aid them.
You are created to protect this sanctuary and help find a cure. Feels damn good to fight for a noble cause, doesn't it?
Many false sanctuaries oppose us. I trust you will deal with them.
I've seen what desperation does to people. You need discipline if you're going to stay sane.
There is little uncorrupted genetic material remaining. Our cloned bodies will decay without it, and our great project will die.
Krona might have been a soldier, but her attitude needs work.
When a cure was not quickly found, the mobs thought they were lied to. They killed scientists and chimeras.
Processing isn't so bad. It hurts like hell, but I'm not going to cry over it.
Strange the chimera puts faith in one so reckless.
Most of the GenMet will be in areas that used to have a high population. That's where the bodies are.
Our sanctuary is the destined one.
We are bound to this fight, Custodian. It's in our genes.
Many tried to kill the Chimera. That is why you were made.
To think humanity allowed a virus to wipe us out like this. That's the danger of weak leadership.
I have abandoned my past life of violence and hatred for a greater cause. The cure rests within me. The others are obsolete.
This sanctuary is nearly impenetrable. It's unlikely someone would risk heavy losses to take us on.
When the Chimera rises, her clones will conduct great pilgrimages to seek out human tribes and aid them. You were created to be the Chimera's protector. Do not take your duties lightly.
If we hold the cure, we'll decide how this world is shaped.
I hope you do not intend to sway the Chimera from the cause. You were made to be a warrior, not a console.
The future will judge us, Custodian. If they have that choice, it means we were right.
I'll never forget seeing my first mushroom cloud. Couldn't believe those fools did it. There's no point mulling over the past. At least that's one thing Metamorph has right. Get me some bristle and a blade. I'll show you how to crack an outpost and be back in time for the hangover. Clan life was all right. It wasn't all war. A lot of it was drinking. If there's a problem with your weapons, it's the bloody machine's fault. Thing about the Rust Wars, we all knew we were fighting over scraps. But you can't get dozens of clans to trust each other enough to stop. At least if we screw this up, there won't be any history left to blame us. Hey, you saved humanity yet? You know, Metamorph is an ancestor of mine. A bit of a prat, though. Hardly anything left to mine on this rock. Soon you'll be tossing tin cans at raiders. Sometimes I think the trigger's already been pulled on humanity. It's nice not having to worry about cannibals anymore. Trust me on that one. Processing is a brutal pain. But I'd be an idiot if I decided it was better to let humanity go to its grave.
There are chimeras who believe the one who becomes the Zenith will control the world. They have forced us to war. Defend our resources with brutality. It is the only language of the wasteland. Though you kill many, someday we shall save those who remain. You have served me well. Ever since the fearful and angry crowd set fire to sanctuaries. We must make an example of those who steal from us. Those who ran this facility have long perished. We are the final hope. You are not alone, Custodian. I shoulder this burden with you. There is not enough GenMat in this world. Our only hope is to fight for it. Extinction preys on the weak, and you are anything but. I want to be free from this cage, Custodian. You are the only one I can trust. Your advisors have suffered for this project, and yet we must ask more of them. Without GenMat, our genetically modified bodies will break down and die. We were both made with a purpose. To look extinction in the eyes and reject it. So long as a cure grows within me, humanity has a chance. If we put down our weapons, our enemies would suck the GenMat from our screaming bodies and take it for themselves. They who control the cure control the future. When I achieve perfection, we will repair this world together. I am born from the genetic material ripped from the advisors. They have given selflessly for the future. In desperate times, mankind reverts to violence. It seems some chimeras have inherited this trait. Whether man or chimera, many will kill to rule this world's ashes. Many of the chimeras would kill to be the progenitor of a new species. We must weather their storm.